Hello YouTube, back with another video here. The 7.3, it has a little bit of a leak. It's a coolant leak. Alright, I'll show you what it is. You can't see it now because it's been sitting for a while. But that water neck right there, okay, for your thermostat. Okay, it's just a stamped steel. I replaced it many years ago. Alright, looks like you guys might be able to see that dripping down there. I decided to move it over to the other bay here. Not really worth putting it up on the lift, but there we go. She's dripping away now. Alright, so I just decided to bring this over to the other bay here. And now hopefully you can see that. Pretty decent down there now. Alright. Yeah, I'm a little behind on changing the coolant. I try to do this every couple of years, but it's been a while. Kind of important to do this if you guys don't change it. And I do wish that I had, oh, look at that. That could be part of the reason right there. All right, either way, that's getting a neck put on it. Something to look for. I'll put a clamp on there. Excellent. I never really checked it, but I thought that could be a possibility. Now it's going to be a pain to get the rest of that because the back half of it's broke. All right, let me get back with a screwdriver or a pry bar. Okay. I get a thermostat for it too anyway, so let me see if I can get this. Pry the rest of this clamp off here. Not really. Okay, as long as we don't destroy the hose. All right, she's coming off. Be a little easier here on the back side. Yeah, I just don't want to have that other broken end doing anything funny to it. That should be okay. Probably be a little easier with the belt off, but I'm not taking the belt off, even though it's not a big deal. All right, let me get this off. I'll be back. Got my little 90 degree here with the whizzer wheel. There we go. All right. Get this hose off of here. Be easier with the band belt off, but I'm not taking that off. Come on out of there. Come on, you ain't holding it that much. Not really. Enough, I guess. Here it comes. All right. All right, so you can tell for sure that the clamp had failed. Even though it didn't look like it, still had some spring tension. See the corrosion down in here? Okay, that neck and thermostat's going to get changed anyways. If you look at the inside of the hose, it's the same way. All right, now on the top of the radiator where I took that off because it had been drained, see, it's nice and clean. Of course, it's not going to be rusty because it's plastic, but you can see the difference. So obviously, that clamp is definitely the problem. Oop, drop that one. I will have to find that. I'll get it though. I don't have magnetic sockets. Yeah, it didn't go far. Probably right behind the water pump housing, but doesn't mean that'll be easy either. All right, so let me see what we can do here. So look at this. This is the original gasket right here. See how thick that is? Hey, I'm almost tempted to reuse that. Look at this garbage that they give you nowadays. Let's see if this thing even fits in here. I'm sure it'll work if you can get it in there. But man, it's cheap out on everything today. This makes it much more difficult to get in here. And I may just take and put some high heat silicone on there because this ain't running tonight. And use the old gasket. But if it's not running tonight, why would I waste my time doing that? Look at that. What a piece of garbage this stuff is. They probably want you to set that right on there, but that ain't going to go down in there. Alright, so I'm done with aftermarket garbage. Okay, so I'm using the original thermostat, and I cleaned this gasket up with some Scotch-Brite just lightly to get the stuff off it. We're still sitting up nice and high. And I'm going to put just a little bit of this sealant on here. Again, this whole water pump and housing isn't that old, but that other gasket just did not fit at all, and I'm not dealing with it. This probably would have been fine without a gasket. Not without a gasket, without this stuff. But better safe than sorry. Alright, so we'll put our neck on. Got some copper anti-seize here. Copper anti-seize on our bolts. We'll try not to drop that one like I did before. Come on. Okay, this might fit a certain way. Which way? There we go. Goes this way right here. Okay, we'll start a couple of these in here. Hopefully I don't drop that last one. Alright, and we'll be back when we put the hose on, I guess. And after a bit of searching, you'd be surprised where you find stuff. Sometimes they're easy to find, sometimes you really got to look for them. Alright, so we got our other hose clamp on here. Make sure that when you clamp it, you're down below, the expanded part of that neck. And make sure this is in a place that you can get at it in the future if you want to tighten it up. But these are by far, just a much better clamp to use. I just left the stock ones on there. Okay. The only not real downfall, but you may need to come back and tighten these up a little bit, but at least you still can. Alright, so I went ahead and changed all the clamps anyways. They're getting kind of rusty. Some of these, like off the lower neck of the water pump, you just ended up breaking everything to try and get these off of there. Either way, those other clamps are much better. I'm glad they're done, but I got a lot more stuff I got to do to this truck. The cab's going to have to come off at some time and do all the exhaust manifolds, oil cooler, oil pan, just all that stuff. So let's go ahead and mix up some antifreeze and throw it in there. supposed to be real good. You could do both at the same time. Our expansion tank's starting to fill up right now. It's about 3/4 of the way, so I'll go a little more and let it sit for a minute. Pretty much sure I'm going to need another quart or two in here. But here's where we're at. Okay, we're about, let's see here. Let's see if I can show you. So we're down here. The max cold fill is right here. So we're down a little bit, but that's all right. We can still run it, and let's give it a second to settle down. We'll fire it up.